In this lesson, we will discuss few more questions of factorization. So our first question is 4x square plus 12x plus 5. Right, first step I told you, always when we will do the factorization, we have to see can we take anything common or not. No, we cannot take anything common, right? Second is, can we make the square of the first term and last term? No, we cannot. So write down the third step is, I will show you what kind of factorization we will do. Write down the first term, which is 4x square as it is, and the last term 5 as it is, and multiply these two terms. So it is 5 4 times 20, which is 20x square. It means we have to write down, instead of this 12, two terms here. When we will add or subtract those terms, it should be equal to 12x. But when we multiply those two terms, it should be equal to 20x square. Why 20x square? Because we have to multiply the first and the last term, which is equal to 20x square. Right? So we will write down here 10 plus 2x, 10x plus 2x, 10x positive 2x. When we add, I told you, we have to write down 12 in such a way when we should add those two terms. It is 10x positive 2x, which is equal to 12x if we add. But when we multiply 10 2 times 20, and in multiplication we have to add the exponent, it will be equal to 20x square. It means these are right. The third step is you have to make the set. We will take common. So what we can take common from 4x square plus positive 10x, we can take 2x as a common. What is remaining? 2 times 4, and here is the x square. We have taken only one x as a common, so x is here. Then is the positive sign. 2 5 times 10, and here we are not going to write down x because only one x we have taken as a common. So next is the positive sign, and then we cannot take anything common. It means 1. So what is remaining? 2x positive 5, and I told you both the parentheses should be exactly same. It means our question is right. So this is 2x positive 5. Here is also we have 2x positive 5. So we can take 2x positive 5 as a common. Multiply by what is remaining. Here 2x is remaining, and then positive 1. So this is the answer. This is the factorization of this question. If we will multiply these two parentheses again, we will get the same question. Next question is 30x square positive 7x negative 15. What is the first step? Can we take anything common? No. Can we make the square of the first and last term? No. So okay, write down first term as it is and the last term negative 15 as it is. Right? So when we multiply 30 multiply by 15, which is equal to 450. If we multiply 30 and this, it is 450 x square. So it means this is the center term. We have to write down in the middle two terms instead of 7x in such a way when we will add or subtract those two terms, it should be equal to 7x, but we multiply those two terms, it should be equal to 450 x square. Right? So here 7x we will write down 25x negative 18x. So 25 18 times 450 x square, and this is positive 20x 25x, this is negative 18x. When we subtract these two terms, it will be equal to positive 7x. And I told you that we have to write down instead of this 7x two terms in such a way when we should add, it should be equal to positive x, and when we will multiply those two terms, it should be equal to 450 x square. The next step is we will take common. From this is one set, this is one set. From here we can take 5 as a common, common means which is present in both terms. So 5 6 times 30 and 5 5 times. So 6x positive 5. Here is negative, then is negative, right? When there is negative, we should be very, very careful. What we can take common from 18x negative 15? 3, because 3 is here. 3 is 6 times 18, and then this is negative, negative, positive. All the signs will change if we will take negative as a common. And then you have to see both the parentheses are same. Yes, these are same. It should be exactly same. So we will take 6x positive 5 as a common, multiply by whatever is remaining. 5x is remaining here, and then negative 3. So 6x positive 5 into 5x minus 3 is equal to answer. So when you will multiply these two parentheses, again you will get your answer question. Next question is 24x square minus 65x plus 21. Can we take anything common? No. Can we make the square of the first and last term? No. So what is the next step is write down the first term and the last term as it is. Right? Multiply these two terms. It is 24 multiplied by 21, which is equal to 504. If you multiply 24, x square multiplied by 21, 504 x square. It means instead of negative 65x, you have to write down two terms here. When we will multiply those two terms, it should be equal to 504x square. But when we add or subtract those two terms, it should be equal to negative 65x. So it will be negative 56x, negative 9x. Add these two terms, it will be equal to negative 65. When we multiply 56 multiplied by 9, it is 504, and this is xx. Okay, so here we will make these two sets, take common. What we can take as a common here? We can take 8 common, 8x. 8 3 times 24, and here 8 7 times 56, then is negative and 3. So 3 times, and then positive minus sign will change. 3 7 times. So both parentheses are exactly same. It means 3x negative 7 we will take one time, multiply by whatever is remaining, 8x minus 3, and this is the answer. Next question is 5x square negative 16x negative 21. We cannot take anything common. We cannot make the square of the first and last term. So write down first and last term as it is, right? So it is 105x square. See, 5 one time and 5 two times. When you will multiply these, we have to write down instead of this 6 minus 16x two terms. When we should add or subtract, it should be equal to negative 16x. And when we multiply those two terms, it should be equal to 105, right? Okay, so it is negative 21x positive 5x. Okay, now make this. So what we can take as a common here? X and x is here. So 5x negative 21 positive 1, because nothing is common, it means 1, and 5x negative 21. Both parentheses are exactly same. We will take one parenthesis as a common, and then remaining is multiply by x plus 1. So 5x minus 21 multiplied by x plus 1 is our answer. Right, in the next question, here question number 5, same thing. Okay, here 4x square minus 17xy. It is a little bit different, so I will write down important. And when I will say important, it means you have to practice 10 times. Right? So what we will do, right, we can say 4x square, because there is another variable, right? Here is x square, y square. Yes, we can make the square of these two, right? And then is we can 4x square minus 16xy negative this plus 4y square. And you can solve this question in another way as well, because we can make the square of the first term and last term. It is x minus y whole square, or a minus b whole square, right? Okay, anyway, we can solve like this as well. So 4x we can take as a common, x negative 16 4x, and this is, sorry, 4 time. Here we can take y as a common, so x minus 4y, which is equal to x minus 4y in both parentheses, like this, and this is 4x minus y. This is your answer, right? Actually, we can make, I told you the first step, it can we take anything common? No, we cannot take, but we can make the square on the first and last term. So it will be 2x square. Here we will write down positive, I will show you, right? Because we can make the square of the first term, and here we will make the square of the last term as well. So in middle it is 2ab, 2a, and this is b, right? So we will get the same thing, but here I am going to remove this, otherwise you will forget the first pattern. Okay, sixth one. Next question is 3x square minus 38xy minus 13y square. Same thing, 3x square. Now see, I will not say the same thing, that when you have to add or subtract it should be equal to this, when you will multiply it should be equal to the product of the first and last term. Now you should know, right? 13 3 times 39x square y square, so it will be 39xy plus xy minus 30 this. So from here we can take 3x as common, x minus 13y. Here we will take y as a common, x negative 13y. Both parentheses should be exactly same. So here 3x multiplies x minus 13y multiplied by 3x positive y is your answer. 5x square plus 33xy minus 14y square. Same thing I will do for you. First is this plus 35xy minus 2xy minus 14y square, right? Make these two sets and take common. 5x we will take as a common, x plus 7y minus 2y, which is equal to x positive 7y. X positive 7y is common between 2, and then multiply by 5x whatever is remaining, so 5x negative 2y. This is your answer. Now is the important question, important but very easy, right? So here is 5x minus 1 over x square plus 4 this and this, right? So we can solve it with the help of this, but I am going to show you that suppose let 5x minus 1 over x equal to y. Suppose we will make it y, that this thing is equal to y, not the square of this, whatever is inside the parenthesis. 5x negative 1 over x is equal to y. Now wherever we will see 5x negative 1 over x, we will write down y. So this will be y square positive 4, again 5x minus 1 over x, this is equal to, I said, y plus 4. right? How easy it is. Whatever is 5x negative 1 over x, I said is equal to y. You can say it is s or t or whatever you want, right? Wherever in the question you will see 5x negative 1 over x, we will say this is, we have to value, put the value which is y. So y square plus 4y plus 4. Now we cannot take anything common, but can we make the square of first and last term? Yes. First term, and then this is the last term, right? So it is 2a and b. So 2 times 4, and this is y, so it is exactly same. Whatever is in the parenthesis here is y plus, and in this parenthesis we have 2, it is the square. If we expand, this is just like we have discussed, a plus b whole square, which is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. If in factorization we can take the square of the first and the last term, then you have to use this formula, or a minus b whole square, this formula. Keep in mind, right? This is the only question here. We can make the square of the first term and last term. First term is x square, last term is 2 square. So what is 2ab? 2 for formula. Instead of a we have y, instead of b we have 2. So multiply it, 2 times 4, 4y, it is exactly same. So it means y, this portion is given, you have to find out this portion. What is a plus b? So a is y, what is b? B is 2, make the square of it. Now at the end, what is the value of y? Put the value of y here. Y, I said 5x minus 1 over x. So this is, put the value, we can say here, suppose, put the value of y in 1. So y is 5x negative 1 over x. This is y, this one. And then positive 2 whole square, this one. And this is the answer. So that is why I said this is the important question. I can write down very important. When I say it is important, it means you have to practice 10 times, because these type of questions will come in the exam. Again, one more time I will explain. 5x minus 1 over x, I said this is equal to y. Wherever you will see 5x negative 1 over x, you have to write down y. So it will be y square positive 4y positive 4. We cannot take, here the factorization starts. We cannot take anything common from here. Second step is, can we take the square of the first and last term? Yes, we can. This is y square, this is the last term square. And when we will make the square of the first and last term, we have to use these two, either this or this. So this part is given, you have to find out the first part. So the square of the first, the square of the last, write down in the parenthesis, make the square. This is the answer. At the end, we will put the value of y back here. Y is equal to 5x negative 1 over x, and positive 2 is still there, the square of this. Right? So we have learned few different questions of factorization in this exercise, but if still you have any question, any point is not clear, you can write down in comment section. But please do not forget to subscribe to my channel Saima Academy, and thanks for watching.